Attack on Titan, 10 strong characters who started out weak. What makes a character interesting isn't the fact that they're strong. It's how they became strong that counts. The Attack on Titan universe is defined by its dynamic circumstances and constantly evolving characters. Oftentimes, those who were introduced to be weak end up subverting expectations through dramatic and sudden growth in many cases, both figuratively and literally. Whether mastering the powers of a Titan shifter or simply having realized their destiny, these individuals overcame the obstacles placed in their path to emerge as the champions of their respective factions. Through identifying them, we can better appreciate how it's imperative never to underestimate others and the hidden potential they have yet to unlock. Warning, manga spoilers ahead. 10. Rod Reiss became the strongest pure Titan in history through his desperation. At first, it was difficult to take Rod Reiss seriously. Not only was he physically unimpressive and without any of the scout's skills, he didn't even possess a Titan or the loyalty of the military police. After his plan to sacrifice Eren fell apart, Reiss consumed Titan fluid himself and became a monstrosity twice the size of the Colossal. He was so powerful that the garrison and scout regiments needed to combine forces in order to stop him. 9. Gabi had more success against Eren than any other Marleyan. At first, Gabi was a hot-headed girl whose only serviceable quality was her aggression and courage. Once she was captured in a daring and foolish gesture of revenge against the Eldians. She was presented with a tremendous opportunity to grow both as a fighter and as a person. When Marley's invasion of Paradis began, Gabi had more success against Eren Yeager than even her nation's most celebrated Titan shifters. Unfortunately, she discovered that shooting off his head was insufficient to kill him. Gabi would live with the consequences of her miscalculation, and the rest of the world would suffer for it. 8. Historia went from rags to riches after defeating her father. Historia Reiss began as a girl too timid to face the world. Her scarring encounter with Kenny Ackerman left her ready to die. As Ymir pointed out during her ill-conceived rescue of Daz. After her lover's disappearance and return to Marley, Historia reclaimed responsibility for her own life and announced that she was the Queen of Paradis. Sometime later, she would deliver the final blow against the Reiss Titan, thereby creating a legend around herself that would be necessary in order to take her nation's throne. 7. Grisha went from a political prisoner to the wielder of 2 deadly Titans. Grisha Yeager had humble beginnings as the son of an Eldian apologist. After being caught in an insurrection plan against the Marleyan state, he was narrowly saved by Eren Kruger. The rescue came with favorable conditions. After instructing him about what must be done, Grisha was transformed from a fingerless, malnourished wretch into the powerful Attack Titan. He proved to be a formidable combatant through his battle with and defeat of Frida Reiss. Once the royal family was destroyed, Grisha became the first canon character aside from Ymir to wield 2 Titans simultaneously. 6. Jean played a vital role in Eren's final defeat. At first, Jean was introduced as a practical everyman who could make quick decisions in desperate situations. Despite this, he did not possess profound talent, having nearly been murdered during the battle for Trost. Nonetheless, his skills gradually increased throughout the course of the series. Not only would he cut down dozens of Marleyan soldiers during the fight for Liberio, but he was also the man responsible for pressing the explosive plunger that would separate Eren's head from his neck during the rumbling. 5. Falco became the first flying Titan. During his introduction, Falco was hardly impressive. His skills and endurance paled before Gabi's, with a timid disposition that was of far less interest to the Marleyan war effort. Despite these inhibitions, he would be the one to receive the powers of a Titan shifter shortly after the failed invasion of Paradis. once transformed into a pure Titan via the influence of Zeke's spinal fluid. He consumed Porco and unlocked the strength of the jaw. Since he already had Zeke's blood in his veins, he was able to synthesize the beast's abilities and become the only flying Titan in the series. 4. Floch found his purpose in life shortly after Erwin's death. Floch was one of the last scout recruits, having been unsullied by war up until the battle for Shiganshina. After watching his comrades get decimated by Zeke's rock fragments, he was stunned to find himself as the only survivor of the carnage. The young man wouldn't let his opportunity go to waste. By the time the remaining warriors attacked a Yeagerist docking bay, he was confident and skilled enough to lead his forces against the armored and female Titans simultaneously. 3. Mikasa went from a frightened little girl to the savior of the entire planet. Mikasa was nearly the victim of abduction due to her rare lineage as a descendant of Hizuru. Although she was one of the strongest members of the Scouts, she debuted as a girl too terrified to fight back. With Eren's encouragement, she unlocked the powers of the Ackerman clan and became nearly unstoppable. She would even save the entire world but doom Paradis during the final fight against Eren at the Rumbling's conclusion. 2. Armin gained a significant boost in power after inheriting the Colossal Titan. While Armin has always been renowned for his intelligence, his physical capacities were frequently overlooked by his allies. This was for good reason. He was seldom able to kill pure Titans and was particularly reluctant to take human lives. After devouring Bertholdt and inheriting the Colossal, Armin became one of the strongest characters in the entire series. As a nearly unstoppable juggernaut, he obliterated Marley's ports in seconds and even held his own against Eren despite his friend's mastery of the Founder. 1. Eren Yeager went from a petulant child to an omnipotent god. Eren was notorious for his lack of skill during his earliest days in the Cadet Corps. However, he continually grew stronger as the series progressed, especially after unlocking the power of the Attack Titan. His strength would further be increased once he consumed Lara Tiber and inherited the Warhammer Titan. By the end of the series, he made peace with Ymir and unleashed the full extent of the Founder's power upon the rest of the world. Capable of controlling every facet of Eldian existence, he ascended to the echelons of a god.